So I'm going to try to do some commentary on this, some of Nithyananda's stuff. We'll see how this goes, how this works. I've got his...
You can start the questions.
The first question today is from Sai Durga, IA participant ID number 75, who's asking Beloved Swami-G, what is sannyas as per Vedic tradition? What are the ethics followed by a sannyasi and the qualities he should display? Also, could you please give us some insights on the Manu Smriti and who Manu was? Thank you so much, Swami. Sai Durga.
Sai Durga, it's a beautiful question.
What are the ethics?
So anyway, the first question, obviously he's going to be asked some questions and answer. It's Beloved Swami-G. Yeah, my students never start out Beloved Swami-G. It's just, here's the question. Okay, but anyway, they start out, Beloved Swami-G, what is sannyas as per Vedic tradition? What are the ethics followed by a sannyasi and the qualities he should display? Also, could you please give us some insights on the Manu Smriti and who Manu was? Thank you so much, Swami-G. So let's see what he has to say. And again, let's see if his words match his actions. This will be interesting.
Followed by a sannyasi and the qualities he should display. Also, could you please give us some insights on the Manu Smriti and who Manu was? Thank you so much, Swami. Sai Durga.
Sai Durga, it's a beautiful question. What is sannyas as per Vedic tradition? Enlightenment, using a body and breathing life into the science of enlightenment is sannyas.
That is absolute crap. Using the body, breathing the life into the body is sannyas. Where is he coming up with this? Where is he coming up with this? Has nothing to do with sannyas. Sannyas is the taking the vow of celibacy. It is going into that and saying, I'm done with society, I'm done with sex, I'm done with all of that, and going and depending on God for everything. That is sannyas. So where is he coming up with this? It's breathing into this. You know, it's about the body and breathing into it. Let's see where else he goes with this. Let's see if he actually comes around to anything about what sannyas is. But the first statement he makes is utter nonsense. Let me get back to that statement once more, because it's like, I can't believe he said
using a body.
Using your body.
And breathing.
And breathing
life into the science of enlightenment.
Into the signs of enlightenment
is
sannyas. Utter nonsense. Sannyas, again, is that taking of those vows where one leaves society, leaves all of that behind to do the internal search. So what the heck he's talking about is, at this point, nonsense. Hopefully it gets better than this, but we'll continue forward.
Understand? Enlightenment, breathing,
enlightenment is breathing.
Assuming a body and breathing life into enlightenment science.
Breathing life into enlightenment science. So far, he said nothing of value.
Is sannyas. What are the ethics followed by a sannyasi? Please understand, all the ethics, all the morals, all the codes of conduct, everything.
So far he's saying all of the morality and ethics and codes of contact. Let's see what he has to say on this. I'm stopping this for those that have and rephrasing it in English for those that have a difficulty in understanding his accent. So let's see what we have to say here.
Is dependent on the country, state, village, community.
It's depending on the village, state, and community you live in. Now this is utter hogwash. Sannyas is sannyas is sannyas. I don't care where you live. I don't care what the morals are according to where you live. Just like saying they are absolutely immoral in the West, so therefore if you take sannyas, you can be immoral. Absolutely heinous, ridiculous. Sannyas is sannyas is sannyas. That's it. So let's see what he has to say. So far, not one iota has come forward of genuine what sannyas is. I hope to God he gets to something, one thing of value.
Time they live in.
The time they live in.
Only one great ethics by them. They radiate intense bliss, energy, and completely centered on the higher self.
They radiate great bliss and are completely centered on the higher self. Not all sannyas is centered in bliss. Okay? Yes, one is supposed to be seeking out that inner self. That is what one is supposed to be seeking. But to say that it's always this blissful thing, and leading people to believe that, and it depends on the morality and the ethics of that generation and where you live, is utter nonsense. So let's continue forward. I don't hold out a lot of hope for this, being that the title of it, Sannyasa's Eternal Romance. Romance? That should be the furthest thing from the mind, is romance. Even if you're talking about romancing God. I mean, it's not about romance and being enthralled with something. It's about cutting through. So let's continue forward and see what else he has to say.
You are asking what are the ethics followed by a sannyasi and the qualities he should display.
What are the ethics and the qualities he should display?
The moment you fix some qualities that he should display, there is every possibility you will create hypocritical sannyasis.
Oh, the minute you think of
My whole
something,
struggle.
The moment you try to categorize in things he should display, you're creating a political sannyasi. Absolute nonsense. 100% nonsense. There are ethical, morality things that sannyasis need to follow. So far, I haven't heard one iota of anything from him other than complete nonsense. So let's go forward.
Between me and my sannyasis is trying to evolve them to an enlightenment, radiating enlightenment, without giving them pseudo-ethics.
Oh, now we're trying to create enlightenment without giving them pseudo-ethics. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me, Nithyananda? Here, my students, my sannyasis, are expected to be celibates. This pseudo thing he's talking about, what, like he does? You speak celibacy with the mouth, and behind the scenes you're screwing everything that moves? Is that your idea of it? Just be in bliss and you're in sannyas? No, that's not sannyas. That's not sannyas in the least. Not one iota of is it sannyas. So let's continue forward. We're only 3 minutes into this and I'm already absolutely agog. And this is why I have such a difficult time in listening to any of his satsangs, because they are absolute utter garbage. It sounds good to those that don't know anything, but it is so filled with error and crap and nonsense, and people buy this. I don't get it. So let's listen and see what else he has to say. Please tell me you're going to get to some sort of ethics and morality somewhere.
If I would have created a pseudo-ethics, by now I would have had lakhs of sannyasis, because it is very easy to follow any pseudo-ethics. If I say, be always smiling, be always...
Oh, if I had pseudo-ethics like saying, be always smiling, I'd have lots of devotees. Thousands of devotees. If I had this pseudo thing. But what's he saying? The pseudo thing about always just being in bliss. That's a pseudo ethic. That is just as much a pseudo ethic as always smiling. So far, he has not given anything to do with sannyas. So let's continue forward.
Passionate, just be non-possessive. If I just give some 10 rules and this is enough, you display these qualities, I will have lakhs here sitting around me. Pseudo-ethics gives more comfort to people.
Pseudo-ethics give more comfort to people.
But the real sannyas is all about consciousness.
But real sannyas is all about consciousness.
Growing, establishing yourself with a pure enlightenment.
Growing and establishing yourself
is like marriage.
With pure enlightenment. Okay, the path of sannyas is to get to enlightenment. It's a way to get to enlightenment. It's not immediately you take sannyas and you're enlightened. Absolutely not. It's a long, difficult, hard path. So let's see what he has to say. Still, so far, we're 4 minutes and 18 seconds in and we haven't gotten to anything of value as yet.
Sannyas is eternal romance.
Oh, sannyas?
With pseudo-ethics, you come to terms and
is eternal romance. What a load of hogwash. Sannyas has nothing to do with being a romantic notion. And this is what he's playing on. It's always blissful, it's romantic. This is what sannyas... No, sannyas is turning your back on everything you had in your life before. You are dead to that. 100% dead to that. Dead to the worldly stuff. Because all of your focal is to be surrendering into that. In order to continue to tear away at the delusion and illusion that is promoted by the world of duality. So far, he's spun a lot of webs of a bunch of absolute, utter nonsense that people are feeding into and clapping for, and not one iota has he said anything to do with genuine sannyas yet.
Settle down. You settle. I tell you, pseudo-ethics is not what I expect from my sannyasis.
Pseudo-ethics
Be
is not
honest
what I expect from my
to your
people.
core.
Be honest.
Be true to your capacity.
Be true to your
Be true to
capacity.
your possibility.
Be true to your possibility. Okay, so this is opening the door to say, well, I really can't be celibate. So if I'm not celibate, it's okay because I just don't have the capacity for it. Unbelievable. Do you not see the things he's perpetrating? Do you not get what kind of nonsense he's putting out there? And egos will feed off of this 100%. So let's continue to listen to this. And this may be a very long commentary on this because we're not yet 5 minutes in, and it's just been absolute total bogus nonsense to this point.
Also, the next part of the question is, also could you please give us some insights on Manu Smriti and who Manu was?
Now it's going into
Manu
the
was the
insights who
first
Manu was.
Human being,
Was a human being.
enlightened human being,
An enlightened human being.
started developing a concept of civilization.
That started developing a concept of civilization.
The first human being who started thinking and developing the concept of human civilization.
The first being that started to develop the concept of civilization. Now, where does he come up with that? He may have tried to go through and rectify some things, change some things, but the first being that ever came up with this, highly overstated, yet again.
His collective accepted understandings are only called Manu Smriti. Please understand.
His
collectively accepted
understandings. So who wants to collectively accept all that's there? I mean, you can read a lot of these things, collected things and social things that have been put into place, which are absolute utter garbage and wind up causing more bondage than they do aid, because it has been regressed into something other than it was to begin with. So let's go ahead and listen to what else he has to say. But so far, he's answered the first part of what sannyas is and has said nothing about genuine sannyas.
It was not written autocratically by him. It was more like a democratic understandings which was collected by him. It's like he was the president of the human civilization, first human civilization.
He was the president of the first human civilization.
Daksha Prajapati was prime minister.
And he collected all these things that was general knowledge and
started.
wrote it down, is what he's saying.
Manu was doing more of a spiritual work, and Daksha Prajapati was doing more of a execution. Daksha Prajapati is son-in-law of Manu. Manu's daughter Prasuti. The meaning of the Prasuti means execution power. Executive power. I don't know whether it was really a woman named as Prasuti, or it is just the power given by Manu to Daksha Prajapati. But Daksha Prajapati was considered as the son-in-law of Manu. So in the Thiruvilayadar Puranam, the history of Madurai, it is very clearly written, Meenakshi's adopted father and grandfather, Meenakshi herself, and Meenakshi's son Ugrabandian, all four of them used Manu Smriti as a law of Madura. Madurai was ruled accordance to Manu Smriti. There is a clear record. So, again, Madurai will be ruled as per Manu Smriti.
So now he's saying the new place he's going will be ruled by Manu, you know, and everybody's clapping again. This was what was accepted way back when. It was the societal norm back then, and I'm going to bring that societal stuff back, and he gives this big crocodile grin. But he has said nothing about sannyas. Absolutely nothing. Let's see if he goes on to another question or if he continues on this one. If he goes to another question, we'll end this and I will put this commentary up.
Next question.
Yeah, next question.
The next.
So that was it for on what is sannyas. A very good question, as to which he gave no answer. Absolutely none. Sannyas is eternal romance. What a load of garbage. So, okay, people, you want to know why I am so vocal against him? This is why. This is exactly why. People are coming to him to be a light, and all he's doing is spinning and talking absolute, utter nonsense and garbage. And they don't have the discrimination, they have no wisdom, they have no experience to know anything different. And this is the danger. This is the danger. They think they're getting knowledge, they think they're getting something, and they're getting nothing. Absolutely nothing but a load of claptrap talk that's spinning in circles and says nothing that is of any benefit in the realm of spirituality. It only feeds egos. It sounds good on the ears, but it's nothing of value. Absolutely bankrupt of any sort of direct and genuine knowledge and genuine direction. This is not the satsang of a guru. This is the satsang of a pretender. And this is the difference. This is the difference. So, namaste. I'm sure his devotees are not going to want to hear this, but I'm putting this up, okay? And you can hear what's the difference. This is his spin, and I will give a clarification. Lord only knows what the next question is. But again, this is why I have such a difficulty in listening to any of his stuff, because none of it bears any resemblance to genuine knowledge. Nothing, nothing at all. Namaste.